Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Mayor Pro Tem. Tonight is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, May 9th, 2016. The roll will show that all members are present. Tonight, council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6A, clerk's report, 6B, treasurer's report, 7, unfinished business, 7 is public comment, 8 is unfinished business, 9 is new business, 10, communication, 11, warrant 16-09, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion.
Support.
Thank you.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut. Who supported that?
Sylvia.
Ms. Makowski.
Okay.
Motion by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Makowski for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda approved.
Number 2, for approval are the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held May 2nd, 2016, with a few corrections we
So
found.
moved for May the 2nd, 2016 with the corrections.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for approval of the minutes with the corrections at the regular council meeting held May 2nd, 2016. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. The motion is approved.
2B for approval are the minutes from the special meetings that were held on May 2nd, 2016. At 6 o'clock, there was a public hearing for the proposed project's Transfer Community Development Block Grant Program, and at 6:30, there was a public hearing for the proposed program statement for the fiscal year 2016-17 city budget.
So moved. Support.
The motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe. This is for the approval of the minutes from the 2 public hearings that was held on May 2nd, 2016 at 6 p.m. to discuss the proposed project Transfer Community Development Block Grant, and 6:30 the public hearing to discuss the proposed program statement for the fiscal year 2016-17 city budget. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
There are no petitioners on tonight. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just hope that every mother had a really nice Mother's Day yesterday. It's very good to have your mother still with you. I lost my mother, and I know a lot of people that lost their mothers. But the mothers that remain, I hope you live many, many years and enjoy your mother as much as you can, because there's nothing like mother love. At this time, I'd like to call up Wayne and the Boy Scout troop. I think Wayne might just let the boys come up, yeah. All right, great.
What's that true?
Use the mic a little bit. Just
Well, you can
you got to grab it out of it. Take it out. You can take it out. Yeah, just okay. Thank you.
So yeah, I'm the senior control leader of Romulus.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay. So yeah,
There you go.
Now we can hear you.
for the third time, I'm the senior patrol leader of the Romulus Boy Scout Troop 872. And we're having a spaghetti dinner fundraiser tomorrow night, May 10th, from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at the Romulus Senior Center, located at 36525 Bibbins. Proceeds will be used to assist in my Eagle project to build a new planter boxes at the senior center. So come down and get a meal. Thanks.
Okay, great. Any questions from the city council on the event?
What's the price?
Yeah, Mike, just put it, okay. All right.
For adults, it's $7. For kids and seniors, it's $5.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's give him a hand. Is there, Ms. Bright, is there over?
He didn't show.
Okay. At this time, the chair is going to yield to Councilman Wadsworth.
Thank you, Mr. Barton. I just learned this within the last couple hours that Judge Henry Zaborowski passed away this past week, and if somebody would support it.
I will support it.
I'd just like to say a few words about Judge Zaborowski. He actually was in politics down in Huron Township, or not Huron Township, in Sumter Township. He was the city or the township attorney, and about 1974-75, he was the second judge appointed to the 34th District Court. And it used to be comical because that's back when the court was down on Eureka and there was only one courtroom. So being a very unique thinker, they brought a double wide trailer and they attached it to the back of the original courthouse, and that was Judge Zaborowski's court. And he used to make some really comical things about it. But from about 1974 till about he retired sometime around 95 or 96, but he was a good, decent man. He was a good judge and a fair judge. Thank you.
Thank you. In motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for a memorial resolution for Mr. Judge Henry Zaborowski. Okay. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Chair, I'll make a motion that we accept your report. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Makowski, accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved, and thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, clerk. Welcome back, deputy clerk. Good to have you. And general public. Tonight, Mr. Chairman, kind of like your message, I had a piece that I read yesterday in my kind of daily testimonial, and it was out of 1 Corinthians 13-1. It says, if I speak in tongues of men and angels, but have not love, I am not only a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. So, you know, talk about the message of love with Mother's Day, and like you, my mother's gone and my mother-in-law is gone, but there are a ton of people that may not even be biological mothers that are doing a great job being motherly roles to people that I wanted to give a shout out and just say thank you to. And you know, and I don't do a lot of this personally, but you know, I wanted to give a shout out to my wife Geraldine, who's an awesome mother. Raised 3 kids while I'm busy running around with my crazy schedule. You know, doing a fantastic job. And so there are a lot of people that are mothers and motherly figures that are just doing a great job. And I thought that message about love is huge because, like you said, John, there's nothing like a mother's love. Right. And we should celebrate that. Couple things that I wanted to get into. One, we do have a quick video clip, right, Roger? So we could run that real quick, and then I'll get into a couple other things. So.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dancy. Here's what's coming up around Romulus. This week is Walters Bar Revival Celebration. They'll be having daily prize giveaways and food and drink specials through Friday. Boy Scout Troop 872 Eagle Project Spaghetti Dinner Fundraiser is tomorrow, May 10th. Romulus High School bands are holding a spaghetti dinner fundraiser on May 12th. Romulus Animal Shelter Bowling Fundraiser is May 13th. Romulus High School Be Unique Anti-Bullying Fashion and Talent Show is also May 13th. The new scoreboard dedication ceremony for the Romulus High School baseball field is May 14th. Dining for $1 at Romulus House Restaurant to support the Romulus Public Library is May 16th. The Romulus Chamber of Commerce monthly luncheon featuring Wayne County Executive Warren Evans is May 17th. The free citywide yard sale weekend is May 19th through the 22nd, and the Memorial Day ceremony is May 30th. Save the date for the city's first free movie in the park on June 3rd, showing the movie Minions. Remember to stay tuned in following this meeting for our complete news show, or visit our website for more information on any of the events and programs we mentioned today. Thanks, and have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Jazz. Thanks, Roger. Couple things to highlight that Jasmine hit on, just to expand a little bit for council or those that may be interested. This Saturday, 10:30 at the men's baseball diamond. You remember we had dedicated the Charles Lau field back in the mid-'80s. Consequently, over time and remodeling of the field, the signage for the memorial of the scoreboard had gone away. So there was an initiative this last year to kind of reinvigorate that. They're going to be kind of doing a quick little rededication to the Charles Lau Memorial Field with a brand new scoreboard that was raised with donations, with the help of Dennis Davison, who kind of led that charge, Keith Bach, who was kind of behind the scenes making it happen. We worked with the community schools, so there were, again, donations, private donations that came from that to make that happen. No school funding, no city funding, but a real nice new scoreboard. So that'll be dedicated this Saturday. All are welcome, including all the electeds. The Walters Bar / Romulus Lanes kind of ribbon cutting is going to be done just before. I know Mr. Wadsworth will be talking about his big bowling outing, but we're going to be doing at 6 o'clock prior to his big animal shelter bowling, an official ribbon cutting to get that going again. So if you could, please come out, join us, 6 o'clock, Walters Bar, Romulus Lanes. It's a great story, family reinvesting in our community, reopening. We want to support that. We're hoping that people will come out, get a chance to see that, maybe stick around and actually participate in some of the animal shelter fundraisers also. So mark your calendar if you can. That'll be this Friday. Also, on a sad note, I did want to ask if council would be willing to make a memorial resolution for the family of Gwendolyn Plank Smith, please.
I'd like to make that
motion. Oh, did you? Okay, go ahead.
Support.
Thank you.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a memorial resolution for Ms. Plank Smith. Any discussion?
Could I just say one thing real quick? And this has been very high awareness of the family, and we just had our Hometown Hero event, and she was a Survivor Award winner of that, where she was recognized, but she had a long battle that she fought. There were fundraisers for her, and the family really rallied around. They had a complete team of people supporting and trying to raise funds to do things. And to me, that's kind of, you think about Romulus and community, and that's what I love about this community, is that people step up and rally around and do the right thing. And it was another example of what you saw towards the end of her life was really a tribute to that fight and to the community that rallied around to support that family. But in saying that, they're still they're hurting right now, that family. So when you lose a loved one and they're going through that time, not just this week but in the future, I just ask that we keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Thank you. Okay. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The first action item under my report the long-awaited budget for 2016-17. Couple things. I wanted to thank council for their support through the process, the study sessions, the public for the public hearings. Suzanne and Abby did an outstanding job working this year, getting the numbers put together, working with us with departments. I think I'm happy to present a good budget to you, increased fund balance. Nothing's easy nowadays. All the things that we've done since I've been here over the last 2 years have been with, really no additional new taxes except for that promotion tax that was last year and this year that didn't exceed 50,000. But other than that, we found creative ways to get things done, so I'm proud of our team's effort. And what I have before you is the official request to adopt the General and Special Appropriations Act and tax levy authorization for the City of Romulus and 34th District Court for the fiscal year 2016 and 17 as submitted by myself.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion that we approve and adopt the General and Special Appropriations Act and tax levy authorization for the City of Romulus and 34th District Court fiscal year 2016 to 2017.
I'm support with a comment.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and this is to adopt the General and Special Appropriations Act and tax levy authorization for the City of Romulus and the 34th District Court fiscal year 2016-2017 and submitted. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth?
If I can, and of course, this becomes a repetition every year, but is this a perfect document? No, it's not a perfect document. If I look at it, I find probably 5 or 6 things in there that I disagree with totally. There's a couple pay raises in there that I'm not too excited about, but with the same breath, we were able to give our employees their forced leave days back, which I think that's a very positive thing for the workforce. I guess if you're looking for a way to vote against it, you probably could, but I'm going to vote in favor of it. Thank you.
Ms. Abdo?
Well, that leads me to discuss why I'm going to vote against it. I agree with you that there are things that we are against. This came to us in a study session, and many of us voiced our opinions about things, and nothing came back changed. First of all, I don't agree in a time when we are fiscally not responsible. I don't think it's fiscally responsible to award ourselves or any other person raises when we have a decline in revenue. Our revenue has gone down 8%, and yet our expenditures are up 11%. I realize that we have a healthy fund balance, but it's not going to stay that way if we continue to present budgets like this. I do not agree with this. I had said that at the budget hearing that first of all, I felt that if we were going to give raises, we were going to give them across the board to the non-union members, not just a select few. But more importantly, I disagree with the raises when I take a look at when the budget comes before us. I do not think we are in the position to be giving raises when our revenue is down and our expenditures are up. I just don't think it's healthy. So I will have to vote no. And I may be alone, but
Mr. Barton.
Yes, Ms. Crowe.
I agree with Councilwoman Abdu. We're giving out raises right now. We don't have the money to fix the roads. I can't vote for it.
Mr. Barton?
Yes, Mr.
Just a
Wadsworth.
quick comment in regards to raises. I know the elected officials received a raise. I got a raise of $500 and I turned mine back into the city.
Any other
Yes,
discussion?
I'd
Yes,
like to make a
Ms.
comment.
Makowski?
Right. The administration came in with a couple $1 million problem. And the fact that we've been able to maintain a fund balance despite the fact that the revenues slightly exceeded the appropriations slightly exceeded our revenues. They've been able to resolve that and cut it back to we've got a 16% fund balance. Last year it was 18%. So we're looking at a difference of fund balance of $300,000. And when you consider the fact that they came in with a $2.2 million problem, the $800,000 loss of the FUF fee, had to
about $500,000 for capital expenditures, required capital expenditures. And I mentioned when we first talked about this, it's like some years you have to buy a roof. That's representing our capital expenses. So also too, we took a $900,000 hit with MERS, but we've still increased the service days, cut the furlough days, and you know, when I think about the raises were out there that were maybe like $3,000 on a $21 million budget, that's really not statistically significant. So I am supporting this budget.
Any other comment? Yes, Mayor.
Yeah, just to comment on it, and I respect it. I came from the council seats that you're in, and I know I never agree with everything that was in a budget. I always tried to approve the budget and then pick those differences or battles I had when those issues come to council. I do want to just state on the expenditures and the revenues. A lot of the big hit of the expenditures we did not have any discretion on. For example, the MERS that Councilman Makowski mentioned, the areas that we had discretion, we did a very good job of managing the business and making sure those were in line. But you know, we don't have control over that. So 900,000 came from that. If you balance that out and factor into where we had discretion, and I guess I just want to make mention that all the things that we did without any additional revenue or additional new tax dollars was huge. So is it perfect like Mr. Wadsworth said? No. I don't think there's been any budget that I've been involved in government that was perfect. You know, I would respectfully ask you to support that budget, and we're going to continue to do what we can do to increase our financial position. If you recall, we did also upgrade our bond rating over this last year, which was huge. That saves us on interest for any future bonds that we levy, that we have pending right now on some projects. So from that standpoint, I think we're managing the ship well. We're making good decisions. There are some things, and I was open and honest in the process, that are things that are going to come up next year and years beyond that we're going to need to plan for. So we're trying to anticipate that with longer term projected budgets as well. So I would just ask you to consider what your input and my team's input and what we were able to do this last year. And not a perfect budget, but I think it's a very good budget, and we're very proud of it. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Mr. Wadsworth. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
No.
Ms. Choke?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
No.
Chair votes yes. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Council. My next item is 5B, and what you have is a request. This is a cost-sharing opportunity we had to do Wickham Road between Merriman and Wick. And so what you have before you is a request from myself to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to go ahead and enter into the attached agreement between the city of Romulus and the state of Michigan to resurface Wickham Road from Merriman Road to Wick Road at a cost not to exceed $87,800. And that was a 20% match that we're participating in. And again, it's a state bid project. The funds have been verified and coming out of the capital outlay for major roads account.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for the Wickham Road resurfacing from Merriman to Wick.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into this attached agreement between the city of Romulus and the state of Michigan to resurface Wickham Road from Merriman Road to Wick Road at a cost not to exceed $87,800. This is that 20% projected match. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, Council, and that concludes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. Under 6A1, for second reading and final adoption is Code of Ordinance text amendments to Chapter 52, Streets, Sidewalks, and Other Public Places. This amendment was introduced at the council meeting of May 2nd, 2016.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Choate, for the second reading and final adoption of the Code of Ordinance, text amendments to Chapter 52, which is streets, sidewalks, and other public places. As the clerk mentioned, this amendment was introduced at the City Council meeting on May 2nd, 2016. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A2 for second reading and final adoption is PC 2016-001, zoning ordinance text amendments, animal agricultural uses, section 3.02, 6.02, 7.02, and 8.02, schedule of uses, section 11.15, animal agricultural, sections 24.02, 24.07, 24.12, 24.19, and 2422 definitions. And this zoning ordinance text amendment was introduced at the council meeting of May 2nd, 2016.
So move for the second reading and final adoption of everything the clerk said.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, and this is for the second reading of the said information presented by our city clerk. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A3 for second reading and final adoption is PC 2016-002, zoning ordinance text amendments, section 13.04, sidewalks and non-motorized pathways, and section 20.09, non-conforming sites. This zoning ordinance text amendment was introduced at the council meeting of May 2nd, 2016.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Choate. And this is for the second reading and final adoption of the PC 2016-002 zoning ordinance text amendments, section 13.04, sidewalks and non-motorized pathways, and section 20.09, non-conforming sites. Also, this was introduced at our council meeting on May 2nd. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
And 6A4 for second reading and final adoption is PC 2016-003, zoning ordinance text amendments, section 17.02, uses requiring site plan review. This zoning ordinance text amendment was introduced at the council meeting of May 2nd, 2016.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I would like to make a motion that we grant final approval to PC 0216-003, the zoning ordinance amendments of section 17.02, uses requiring site plan review.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Makowski, for the second reading and final adoption of PC 2016-003 zoning ordinance text amendments, and section 17.02, uses requiring site plan review. And this also was introduced at our council meeting on May 2nd. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. That concludes the items under my report. But before I close, I'd like to echo the mayor's remarks in welcoming back the deputy clerk, Barb Fitzgerald, right-hand person. We've missed her. We're just really glad she had a good recovery. But it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention the person who stood in her shoes, which are big shoes to fill, but she was able to fill them and walk in them well, and that's none other than our FOIA coordinator and Ann Lammers, who's sitting out there in the audience. We have a great team in the clerk's office, very proud of the team. We work hard, and what we don't know, we'll just, we'll hang in there until they say get her done, until it's done. So Barb, welcome back. We missed you, and thank you so much for your dedication and commitment. Thank you. And that will conclude the clerk's report. There is no treasurer report tonight. Number 7 is public comment. This is a portion of our meeting that's set aside for those of you in the audience who have comments that you would like to make. If you have comments, please raise your hand after you've been acknowledged by the chairperson. Approach the podium and state your name and your address. Please note we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. If you have a question or a concern that you need a response, please note that a response will be given under the unfinished business section of the agenda. This is done so that everybody has an opportunity to, have their say at the podium. Mr. Chair and Council, we do have one written request, and that's coming from John Clark. Mr. Clark?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you ladies had a wonderful Mother's Day. You fathers, your day is coming next month. You did a good job of hiding these raises in this one section here. I wanted to speak on 5A, but it was hid. Nothing said there about raises. You upset me. You people think nothing of giving out raises every time you turn around. I'm living off of $1,400 a month, and I pay my bills and I eat my food. You people up here are making all kinds of money, and the administration is robbing the citizens blind. I'm sick and tired of it. You people were elected to fight for the city. What are you doing? You're sitting up there fighting for him. Now this is ridiculous. I think every elected official in this city ought to take a $5,000 pay cut. If you people want to give out raises, do it that way. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lemon.
Jan Lemon, lifetime resident of Romulus. I also did not agree with the pay raises, but in reference to those who got raises and turned around and gave them back, that is also not known. And each of you, I know Harry for sure, Mr. Wadsworth, I know he, our mayor, I know he gave back his pay raise. So, Mr. Clark, there are some who gave back their pay raises, maybe all that I have not heard of. And I'm just thankful for them. Thank you.
Any other comments? Any more comments from the audience? No more comments. Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
8 is unfinished business.
Mr. Barton?
Yes, Mr.
I've
Wadsworth.
got 2 things, I'll be quick. Last week, we passed a resolution in regards to a railroad bridge in Pennsylvania, and since then, I've talked to a couple of elected officials here in Township, and we are going to forward the copy of the resolution that they asked for, so they can, as one of them said to me, that they're going to take the ball and try to run with it too. So there is some hope for Pennsylvania Road and the tracks. Okay,
If I could on that one too, we've reached out through our lobbyists and some other initiatives to try to reinvigorate that. So that would help by having that resolution and the other communities involved support. So we'll try to keep you posted if there are any opportunities for public comment, because we definitely want to get our public involved in voicing their displeasure with the blockage of the rail.
and you know, the only good thing, if there is a good thing about the blockage of the rails, is when they're busy, it means that the big three is making cars that are shipping them across the country, unfortunately. Changing the topic to this coming Friday night, the 12th annual bowl-a-thon for on the animal shelter. I still have about 4 or 5 spots open. It starts at 6:30. Bowling is at 7:30, and like the mayor said, that they're going to be there for the ribbon cutting. And I've got to really thank the Parecki family that when the last June, when the bowling alley switched ownerships, it was sometime in September that they came to me and said that they wanted to continue this fund. So, and they don't take 10 cents for the lanes at all. But thank you. See you Friday.
Is there any more unfinished business?
No unfinished business?
Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes, Ms. Makowski.
I've got some communications from the library, just a couple events that are happening in the next week or so, plus something on May 23rd, and that is Family Story Time, Tuesday, 6:30, still happening. The Lego Club for the 5 to 10-year-old youngsters, May 11th at 4 p.m. is happening. Wednesdays at 10:30, we've got the Parent-Child Interactive Story Time. Gardening, we've got a couple more gardening club meetings going on this month, May 16th and the 23rd at 5 p.m. And then on May 23rd, 2 weeks from now, is there'll be a Celtic music concert by Nessa at 6:30, and there's no charge for that. So if you've got questions about any of these programs, as well as there are many more programs happening, call the library at 942-7589. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Makowski.
Any more communication? Number 11 for approval is warrant 16-09.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cho.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve warrant 169-09 in the following amounts. General Fund, $57,504.96. Major Street Fund, $10,091.92. Local Street Fund, $18,783.29. Cable TV, $6.50. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $6,500. Street Lighting Fund, $45,376.71. Community Employee Activity, $2,324.64. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $1,000. CDBG, $28. 911 Service Fund, $8,318.80. Library Fund, $2,956.85. DDA, $1,527.74. Tifa District 2, $31,723.19. Tifa Vining Road Construction, $9,041.25. Water and Sewer Fund, $916,734.11. Motor Vehicle Fund, $167,111.20. Technology Services, $7,160.88. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $25,079.12. Revolving Fund, $35,547.48. Payroll Fund, $123,597.47. For a grand total of $1,470,414.11.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Cho, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 16-09 for $1,470,414.11. Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, warrant 16-09 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Makowski for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned, and thank you.